Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Red Rider, which a little bit late for the initial thoughts here, but I'm still doing initial thoughts. So I've got to play some matches with the Red Rider, and one thing is the devs really have a boner for this the Pale Riders. There's going to be one for every cost, for every weapon triangle too. Oh my god. Oh, this one's a prototype, which at this point, how many fucking Pale Rider prototypes are there? Jesus Christ, are you sure this is supposed to be hidden? I'm pretty sure somebody would figure out that, hey, why are there all these similar looking suits out here? But besides that, yeah, Red Rider. New raid type, I got the level 1 at 400. And then it does have a level 2 for 450, but I got 400, and this is a 400 match, I believe. As I can see, I see Zuda F, the Hitman, is using, and it makes me want to believe that. We also have some Hyzax. But yeah, we'll start off with some stats here. I want to go ahead and mention some of the speed, too, because it is noteworthy for this suit. So you have 13,000 health. Ooh, yeah, 13,000 health. 10 ballistic and 10 beam resistance, 22 melee resistance, 0 range, 40 melee, and then 130 speed and 215 boost speed, and then you have rotations kind of matter too. So you got the 66 turn speed and 60 thruster gauge, which this suit doesn't have a lot of resistances or range strength at all, but it kind of makes up for it. Yeah, actually it does make up for it with its weapons, and yeah, they're really good. So I'll start off with the your primary weapons here. You have the heat sword gun, which is, it's just the gun. Now it's a machine gun, and holy shit, it's actually I'm not kidding you when I say it's the best machine gun right now in the game. This thing has 60 bullets. It fires decently fast. It's not as fast as like the Cold Districts or the Akzakus, but it stuns in 10 hits. And you have 60 bullets, so that means, I guess, if you somehow space all that correctly, you can potentially get 6 stuns out of it. But so high accumulation stagger, so if you're shooting with somebody else, you can build up stuns incredibly fast. And you saw there, we're going to mention that move too here in a bit. But yeah, the machine gun's really easy to stun people with, although make sure you're a little bit closer so you get it's easier for you to hit them. Also does 150 power, 60 rounds. I already said 60 rounds. It's got 250 range. Then you have the beam saber, which is 2,000 damage. Pretty good amount of damage. So you got secondary weapons. You got Vulcans, which they're kind of just 1 year war Vulcans. They do 80 damage. You got 30 rounds and not a lot of range, 150. So yeah, 1 year war Vulcans. You have the Zweihander, which 2,500 damage, and you can swing that multiple times. Usually with a lot of suits that have like big old weapons like that, they usually can only swing them once. And this thing's called a Zweihander, which is, you know, a two-handed sword. I guess they know what the fuck that meant. They're like, oh yeah, just call it Zweihander. Sounds cool. Really, it's just a kind of like a beam sword, but yeah, it does a lot of damage, and it has one of the best downswings in the game, which is the Dryson one, the the Rick Dom 2, the one with the giant sword, the one that reaches overhead and slams down. I also forgot to mention the Beam Saber also does the Federation downswing, so you have two of the best downswings in the game. Like, holy shit. Zero is just preventing me from getting that easy hit, goddamn. Oh, they planted a bomb, which is nice. I'm gonna plant one retaliation. And then you have the your machine gun heat saber, which that it looks really fucking cool. The gun itself looks cool, then the beam saber part of it looks really cool too. It's weird. It doesn't look like Gundam. It almost looks like some crossbone shit, but it looks pretty cool. And then you do 2,000. My bad. You do 1,600 damage. So and I believe it has a pretty decent downswing as well. You can poke pretty far out with it, so that's nice. And you can do 3 hits with that as well. And then for skills, you have balancers, of course, maneuver armor. You got force injector 2, force injectors. You get the melee combo controller, so you can do 3 hits. You also have power accelerator, which I believe there's only one other suit at this low of a cost that has that, and that's the Shin Matsunaga Zaku 2, I want to say. I don't really see it used too much, and power accelerator, you don't really see this. Again, that's the only suit I can think of that has it, and that can be really useful for if you're tying up with 3 melee priority generals. You can just instantly come back at people, or you clash with a raid that doesn't have power accelerator. You got quick boost, you got blast stabilizer, so you kill somebody near you, you're good. And got a shield weapon buffer, which it's just where it looks like you have that shield that turns to the Zweihander. You get a buffer for that. I want to say it goes away when you use it in weapon form. Maybe it's like the Rick Dom 2s, the one with the giant swords, how that works. And then you have the Hades, but it's called the Aris? The Aris? I want to say it's like, since the Hades is called the Hades, I want to call this the Ares, but it's the Aris. That's all I'm going by. And pretty much you get a speed boost. You don't get any damage buff or defense buff. You don't even lose defense like you do with Hades. Yeah, you just get faster and you turn faster too, and that can be really great, but the downside is you have 45 seconds to use it. But since this thing has pretty low health, you can kind of use it in like a suicide way where you can jump in, maneuver around people, kind of be the distraction, I guess, for your team. Run in, start slamming at people. I found some pretty great use out of it, especially with how fast and it can turn and speed around on this at this cost, so it's pretty useful. And then, of course, as you just saw there, the heavy attack, which Jesus Christ does a lot of damage, as heavy attacks usually do. But at this cost, there's almost no way to just save yourself after getting hit by it. If you're a support, you might as well just put down your controller, take a nice sip of your nice cold glass drink, and just wait to die if you get hit by it. And they have another melee. You have 3 melees to choose from to finish you off with. Oh, by the way, mission complete. Let's see what we got going on here. Hey, top individual and top damage. Nice. Yeah, second place, 4 and 3. Not too bad. I've definitely seen people do a lot better. It's just I'm not well versed in these kind of raid suits. I tried to learn the striker custom. It worked for a little bit. Then people were smart. People got smart. But yeah, the heavy attack, it does a big old spinning attack. It has a lot of width to it. Almost reminds me of the Ifrit Noct. It's like a bigger Ifrit Noct downswing. And of course, if you hit, it seems like it does 3 attacks. You do like 3 spins, and it does a lot of attack damage. A lot of attack damage, just a lot of damage. And you kind of lurch forward when you do it, so you kind of have distance with it as well. You can surprise a lot of people with it. Really devastating if you mix it up with your 3 melees. Yeah, supports aren't going to be living through that, and generals will be taking heavy damage. Yeah, that's the the Red Rider, which it's like a glass cannon, but at the same time, the one question I kind of have for it, for the devs, is why is this at 400? Now, like level 1, it's at 400. There's not very many suits I can think of that can, unless you know you're teaming up on this. As soon as you see this, just jump on it. There's not a whole lot of suits that can really handle this suit. I can think of like a Zuda F or something, but maybe it's just really crazy how powerful this thing can just dish out damage. I want to know the reasoning why this is at 400, you know? I hope I'm explaining myself a little bit here. Because there are a lot of raid types that kind of have to like, they do different things to get like their damage. You know, you have the goof flight type, zooms on in, shoots some people, get a stun, run wild, you know. Or, you know, some people just don't know how to play and they just sit back and shoot only. Yeah, something like the Dolahan has the shield, doesn't have a dodge roll, but it does do a lot of melee damage, and, you know, it's actually just really good at everything. It was already running rampant at 400, and then you have this suit come in. Who hurt the devs at 400? If you ever heard the rumor that one of the devs started hating supports because he got like fucking schmelted by a team of mud rocks, and like on a live stream, I almost want to believe that now, because holy shit, why is this thing at 400? There's nothing supports can do against it at all. Like, there's no supports I can think of that can directly counter this. I mean, fuck, it can destroy supports at 450. I mean, the Zoc only has shock dampener, so if this thing runs up, it's really easy to hit the Zoc. So you do 10 shots, bam, it's stunned, you come in, you mollywhop it, because it has 0 melee resistance. The Hidolfer tries to zoom on away. Oh, boom, 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 boom. You're stunned. You're dead. You have 3 melee weapons. I mean, half the times I don't even have to use 3. I can just use 2 and I'm good, because, you know, you have 3 melee swings on everything. But, you know, it's not all doom and gloom, because I'm not as pissed off as I would be. You know, if this thing was like godlike, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? Why is this here? I mean, I'm already questioning a little bit, like, why is this at 400? Honestly, it should be like 450 level 1. But it does have significant weaknesses. Of course, you have the low health and low resistances. I did mention it is a glass cannon. So don't run out in the middle of, you know, 5 generals, because you're not going to survive. Like, at all. you want to be pushing with your team. Second, I want to say it has some weaker legs. I haven't had many issues with it, but I've noticed that, you know, if you're just focusing on legs, you're gonna break them. But it takes a little bit. It's not one shot legs. It's not like Yan legs, because Yan legs suck. Also, it doesn't have like a reliable stun. And I did say that the machine gun is like one of the best machine guns out there. Like, it legit, the way it stuns, it is the best machine gun, hands down. But it's not instant. It's not like a rocket launcher. It's not like a beam rifle. You can't just look at somebody, boom, you're stunned, and then go crazy. You have to get that stun first, or hope somebody else stuns them for you. Or you can wait, and you can go up behind somebody and do your heavy attack, which I've done that plenty of times. I didn't have it recorded, but I've done that for one match. Frankly, I was getting destroyed that match, but I had that one awesome moment where there's a group of people. I think it was city ruins, and they're fighting the corridor. Come up behind them, swoop everywhere, and kill like 2 of the generals and heavily damage 1, and nearly killed a support. It's fucking badass. But I got thrashed that match, so there's definitely some really good things about this this suit. It's just yeah. I've also seen some people that are like saying it's really predictable. That's because a lot of people who pick heavy attack suits, they don't realize that you're not just supposed to only use heavy attack. Like I said, you can flank with that, and honestly, that's what I've seen a lot of people that do a lot of damage with their raids. It's really easy to just come up to somebody who's distracted and just do your heavy attack. That's all you gotta do. And then you get free 11k damage on a support, or 5,000 to 6,000 to 8,000, maybe potentially higher, depending on the general with their melee resistance. So that's how a lot of people that play, really good with raids that have heavy attacks. That's what they do. They just wait for distractions and they run into a heavy attack. I don't know how many times I've been fighting somebody in the close combat, and then fucking out of nowhere, here comes a Gauze L, just and there goes a good chunk of my health. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, and for the Red Rider. And if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, this is a little bit later. It's not really initials. It's just me, maybe semi-initial. Maybe the first week will be initial. And yeah, I think I already said type up in the comment section. But yeah, if you like the Red Rider, if you like it, you hate it. I like the Red Rider. I think it's got some neat things about it, but there's obviously some downsides. The Aris, the prototype Hades, is pretty good. I think a lot of people are downplaying that. That speed is really useful for a cost like 400. I'm only speaking for 400 because I don't know how it would do for 450. I know some people have taken this higher to like 500 and done really well with it, like Sync Wavy. Or I have heard people taking this to like 600 matches and just BTFOing 600 supports, which, I mean, let's be real, 250 raid can do that to a to a 600 support, but it's just, we got a lot of damage going on for it. And, it looks pretty cool. I like the aesthetic going on with it. It's a little bit different from the other Pale Riders, because it's red, the Red Rider. But yeah, it's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.